Hello guys. Usually I don't do a video like this, and usually I don't like talking negative. You notice that on this channel, don't you? And I've never really explained why. Why am I doing this video? Well, mainly because of Tommy Oliver's last video, in which he railed on the Brony fandom for its uber positive outlook on life, and saying that it's causing a negative effect, which he has said before, mind you. Here's the deal, and this ain't just for Tommy, this is for everybody that has ever wondered why I do the things that I do, and why I am overly positive, and why I tend not to go negative with what I do here or anything that I do in life. It's because of a little bit of personal story here. My life, and I've said this before, and we are nearing the 6-year anniversary of this channel, so it's better time than any. My life has been a life of negativity. Ever since the moment I was born, I was given negativity in everything that I do. Whether it be living, whether it be schoolwork, whether it be just being a friend. Negative is how I used to view the world. It's how the world used to view me and my own thoughts. It essentially, for a lot of years of my life, became me. Then I got depressed around age 15 because my first girlfriend broke up with me. It made me face all my inner demons in my life, one by one by one. My disability with cerebral palsy, my lack of social skill, my lack of friends, and most importantly, my lack of romance. So I grew out of that phase, got better, and you know how Digimon changed me. I have been a brony now for nearly 2 years. Proud, bred, you'll have to kill me because I'll be brony dead. I'll be straight up. When I join a fandom, I join it for life. Positives and negatives included. Good and bad. It's part of being a fan. But what MLP has done in the 2 years of this channel's not only restructuring, but in my view, rebirth, is it has made me better at my craft. It's made me better as a reviewer. It's made me better as a person that does videos. I'm no longer ashamed of the camera. But doing this, and most importantly, being a fan of MLP, being part of this community, reviewing the show, analyzing, and yes, I call it analyzing, because it doesn't matter if it's a positive or negative skew to me. A review or an analysis is what you choose it to be. If you choose it to be overly positive, then that's what you choose. If you choose it to be overly negative, that's what you choose. Me, personally, I want to sit here and get on camera and talk about the negative things in this planet. You get enough YouTube critics. You get enough brony analyzers that try to err on the side of negativity, not because they want to be negative, but because they have to. Because they have to be negative, or else they are not legit. Well, let me tell all of you something that are going to watch this video and question my legitimacy as a critic. When it comes to being negative, I can be very, very harsh on this mic if I choose, emphasis on the word choose, to be. When it comes to My Little Pony in particular, it is hard to be negative about it. I find it harder, especially this season, on a week-to-week basis, to be negative about it. Why? Because there is nothing truly negative to say. Except for Thanks for the Memories, that episode was terrible. But I'm not going to sit here and call this fandom negative because they air to get rid of the negativity. There is so many places on this planet that are negative. Why must we allow the negativity into the fandom, into this? A show that is made on purpose to be positive, uplifting, and a good 22 minutes of our time. I choose not to be negative in my reviews as a reviewer of anything. Because if you want negative reviews of something, if you want something sucks, you can type it in to your search engine and find that. Very rarely do you find positivity in anything in this life anymore. And if you allow the negatives of a television show, of a fandom, to literally change your mindsets on them or what you do in your craft, you should not be doing it. Not just Pony, everything. You should not be doing it. I respect the hell out of Tommy Oliver. He is the one that motivated me to add Pony to this craft. Something that I am continuing to this day to perfect. And that video is not going to change a thing about what I do, how I do it, or how I view that man. If you view that man negatively today, you should slap yourself. The man made a constructed choice to get out of the negativity business. If I endorse that, then all of us should endorse that. And anybody that is like that. But I choose to be on the positive because there are very few places on YouTube, very few places on the internet that are a positive influence and look at things from a more positive, hopeful angle. I decide to see hope in all things, the silver lining. I know Pony isn't perfect. I don't expect it to be. But neither are human beings. I don't expect people to like the show or like me. I don't expect them to like the content on this channel. I don't even ask. All that I ask is you watch. That is the only request that I make. And if I err too high on the positivity scale for some reviewers to take, and they want to throw up in their mouth because I'm thinking positively, then so be it. There is too much negativity in this place to let it bog you down. And because of MLP, because of Tommy Oliver, and I will say that name until I am blue in the face, because of Tommy Oliver, I am living my dream. I am the best version of myself that I have ever been in my life at 31 years old. I am the best version of myself because I got rid of all the negativity in my life. And it's because of being overly critical of a children's kids show. Because it made me see all the bullshit that I've acknowledged existed in my life, and I have begun and continue to purge it. That is not me loving the show too much. That is not me not being critical of this show, because I can and will be. It is because this show changed me. Positives, negatives included. This show changed me. And if you allow the negatives of this fandom to change you in a negative way, then I'm sorry. I actually pity you. I pity people like Drowning in Horseshoes. I pity Digibrony. I pity Tommy Oliver. That he allowed a fandom that has chosen positivity over negativity when no other fandom does. None. Not even the stuff I do on this channel. WWE is negative. Doctor Who is increasingly negative with how people feel about it. Video games are the most negative place on the internet. And I do it. Movies are negative. So I choose every week to be positive in this place that I call my life and my work. This place, my channel, I choose to be positive because everywhere else in the world chooses to be negative about what they do and what they love. So the message here, my little ponies, is no matter what you think about the fandom, no matter what you think, if you err on the positive side or you think they're overly negative, understand that that's a choice. And for all those that are positive fans of this fandom, no matter if you're crazy positive and that's just the way you roll, or you're just positive but you have an open mind but think positive, understand, I don't hate you. In fact, I love you. I want you to come here and bring your positivity here. I want that positivity. I feed off of that. Not because I want views, not because I want subscribers, not because I want a Patreon page. It is because I love my work. I love what I'm doing with my life, and I love being a role model to each and every viewer that ever views this channel. That's what I love. And if it seems that sometimes, especially with MLP, I can err on the positive side of things, it's because I break it down to the common denominator. It is a show about positivity, and for 22 minutes, all it's asking you to do is turn all the darkness in your life off. And I choose to do that. It is my job and mine alone, if there is any negatives, to find out what they did wrong, but also understand there is a lot right here. And to award and pay homage and appreciate that in this TV industry where there is a lot of negativity, when there is a lot of doubt, there is one positive place, and that is here. I want to bring the feelings of that place to this. The same way that I have brought it into my life. And no matter where you go, Tommy Oliver, no matter what you do, I will support you. But let me give you a lesson of good advice from a guy that had his life changed because he watched you and because he started watching this show and loves it until the day he dies. This show is an example that all the negatives of the world don't matter. And it even extends to us. Yes, we are crazy. Yes, we care too much. Yes, we err on the side of positivity to the point where we make the world puke. But isn't it about time that the world puked up its negativity and decided to look at each other fairly and balancedly? Isn't it about time that we stop with the hate? Like Kathleen Jenner? Isn't it about time we stop with that? That is the message of this show. And clearly to all of you that think we go a little overboard, you have forgotten that message. And it's not an attack because you're free to express what you want. If you don't like us, that's cool too because I still like you. Because you might not be positive on MLP, but you're positive on something else. And that's okay by me. I tried writing this as a comment, but I couldn't do it. So I said, screw it. And I'm just going to say it. These last 2 years especially, as I near 10,000, have been the most successful and the most happy 2 years of my life. I am proud to do this job. I am proud to be your critic, and to anyone that will subscribe in the future and anybody that has, I am proud that you have come here and will continue to come here, and I am proud that you have given a 31-year-old man a chance to live a dream. And that is the greatest positivity of all. Besides what the show does, positive or negatively, the fact that I am living the dream is the greatest gift. And I can't thank Hasbro enough. I can't thank you enough, Tommy Oliver. Our paths may be going different places, but I hope one day you are brave enough to cross paths with me. And that goes with anyone who does this for a living. I am hoping one day you decide to cross paths with me, so that we can do this. Love it or hate it, I decide to love it. Because it is the best thing that ever happened to me. And if people want to bury their heads in the sand and live in a positive world for a change, then let them bury their heads in the sand. Because let me tell you something, Oliver. The world outside of that sand scares them more than the world you're talking about scares you. I choose to live positively. I choose to continue to do this job as best as I can, but I will not compromise my positive outlook just to feel different. And if that makes me a parrot that squawks the positivity, then fine. Because I've lived too many years of my life negatively and listening to every opinion negatively that I can. I've chosen not to do it. And as I move forward, even though one of those things that I'm about to do is going to be an increasingly negative thing, understand, I do that with all due respect. To the people that work on the show, to the people that work on videos, I do the videos that I'm about to do out of all due respect for all of them. I decided to live positively. And it's because of imperfect, yes, material. But what some people consider perfect and what others consider perfect are two different things. And here, I choose to be a happy place, not a negative one. That's why there are no more rants on this channel. That's why they are very few and far between, because they are negative. So if any of you are offended, I am sorry. But for those that look at this as an empowering message, I am right here. I'm easy to find, but I ain't gonna change a thing. Because this is my life. Being a reviewer, being a brony, it is my life. It is not one and the same. It is one and the same. I cannot escape it. I don't want to. Because the world outside of it is a world I'm sick and tired of living in. And if you think that's crazy, then so be it.